Okay, so I feel super overwhelmed by this AI conversation that is everywhere. Do this with AI, do that with AI, do that with AI. I know I have to learn how to use AI better, but how? So, what I've decided to do is to explore AI. And very often, I want to show up here on these tutorial videos by explaining to you in the last week what are the three practical ways I used AI. Okay, so let's start with last week. After experimenting a lot, which are the three ways that I thought it was really, really good for me? Okay, so the first one, I never write an AI prompt. Almost never. I always talk to the AI prompt. Now, if you go into your AI platform, whichever one you use, Claude or ChatGPT, whichever one, you will see that in the prompt box, there is also a microphone. So I turned that on and I actually talk in it. Now, when I'm talking, it's almost like I'm talking to a friend, and I'm not thinking about perfecting my language and giving it exactly what it needs. I literally verbally process it. So, my worries, what I'm trying to do, and what I'm looking for, I stop, I start, I look at things, and the recording works perfectly fine, right? The platform does a great job of taking everything that I have to say. Now, this is rich in context for the AI platform. Now, I love this quote, which says that we'll always know more than we can say, and we'll always say more than we can write. What does that mean? What that means is that writing is often a very analytical process. It's a very thought through process. You don't write rubbish. You think, you stop, you delete, you edit. It's a very time consuming process. And not only is it time consuming, it also really shrinks the context that you want to give. AI loves a lot of context because it's trying to figure out what is it that you are actually wanting from it. So I would often speak in it. Now, here's another thing I want you to remember is that there's this wonderful thing I heard from Malcolm Gladwell in which he said that we analyze through our eyes and then we connect through our ears. What that means is that reading material is often analytical in nature, right? So the way you write is not necessarily the way you speak. And when you speak, because we hear, we create a human connection. And in the age of AI, the biggest factor that separates you from everybody else is your humanity. Let's move to number two. AI last week played an amazing role for me in terms of being my pricing buddy. So, what I did last week was that I wrote a proposal for a client, and because it was a global proposal, so we were doing it in like 12 countries and lot of people, obviously you can't price it like you would price it for one country. The client has to see the benefit of doing a scalable program of that nature. So I didn't really know what maths to apply to make this right and what's the market rate for it. I was worried that if I overprice myself, I'll get out of the game. But if I underprice myself, I will regret throughout the process. So I picked a number that I thought was right. And then what I did, I told, again, turned on the button and I said to AI that, I'm working with this company, this is what we're trying to do. Normally I would charge this, but in this process, I'm looking at charging this. What do you think? And, it told me what you're charging right now is close to a 20% discount. At an enterprise level, that's a very big discount to give. The discount should only be roughly about 10%. Now, the truth is, I don't know where it got these facts from. But you know what it did, which is the best part of it? It boosted my own confidence that I can charge more than I thought I could. I do not need to undersell myself. So, if you're negotiating salary, sometimes we undersell ourselves. We actually end up asking for less than we deserve. So, my point here is that if it comes to matters of money, whether you're buying something, whether you're renegotiating salary, or whether you are pricing a product, make it your pricing buddy. So, this third thing is about How do I change that? So let me first start off by telling you about this article that was in The Atlantic, written by Eve Fairbanks. I think the title is The Biggest Tell That Something is Written by AI. The point that the article made is that as a writer, you know what you're writing, what you want to say. And when you use AI, the perfect polished writing makes a lot of sense to you because you get the context, you get what's behind it. And the output is so perfect that you like it. But to the reader, it is inauthentic. The same things, the frictionlessness of the writing that writers like is exactly the thing that readers don't trust and connect with. And after that, I thought, I want to do my work faster. I want to think on my own, but I also want to use AI. What do I do? And I think at the end of everything, I say this one line: please retain my style and keep it to warm human tone. And magically, the output sounds like me. So if the whole problem with the writing of AI is that it sounds very scripted and frictionless writing, then tell it to sound like you and make it human, and it really changes things. So in summary, what I'm saying is it's very difficult to know what exactly to do with AI to help you the best. I want to end this video by telling you that your biggest competitive advantage in time to come is your human skills. Every technical skill that made you faster, better, technically more able, AI will take over. The one who remains the most human is the one that the future belongs to. I hope this helps. Stay storied, and I'll see you here with the next video with some more insights on how best I'm using AI. Thank you.